I did a show the other night at a club in New York, and I was talking in my set. I told a joke about a story, actually, about when I had gotten into a fight with some guys in the Navy. And I said 3 times to the story, I go, I support the troops, I really do, but these guys were dicks, so I got into a big argument with them. And there were 2 people from the Navy in the front row.
Jesus, Joe, you're yelling at retards and the troops?
Well, that kid wasn't retarded. He was a fucking
kick
dick.
A puppy at the end of your last gig?
So I kept saying I support the troops, but there was these 2 people in the front in the Navy, and I said, hey, you guys are in the Navy too? I think that's great. And then I started to talk about how I don't really vote, and I kind of don't get into politics and everything. So after the show, I'm in...
What percentage of people do vote, Joe?
I'm going to go with 15%.
Okay. See, dude, you're still picking round numbers.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, I know. I'm sorry. But after the show, in the lobby, the chick that was in the front row from the Navy comes up to me and starts screaming at me, you're a fucking jackass. You don't get it. I put my fucking ass on the line for you. This chick's like 50, by the way. And I'm like, are you even in the Navy? Well, not anymore, but I was, and I put my fucking ass... And I go, lady, let me just say this. If you're going to make a statement, make it an intelligent statement. You don't know what you're saying right now. And she's yelling at me, and finally I go, lady, you know what? Fuck you. You're a fucking moron, right? And her husband now gets in my face.
Was she still in uniform, Joe?
No, she was in regular cunt clothes. And then her husband
Those people that listen here, you got to know about Joe. When Joe has these meltdowns, he usually does it in front of like somebody like, he'll yell at like one of those Salvation Army people with like the bell. It's like when Joe has like a meltdown, he's always like in front of a church.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really ever strike out against any real cause or legitimate effort or anything. It's always, you know, a homeless man. One time I tried to beat up a homeless man because he insulted Billy in the street, and I tried to fight him.
Oh, dude, this guy, Danny, this guy, how old is he?
He's probably 65 years old. He's old.
Yeah, that 58 to 65, a baby boomer who just never happened for him, you know? This fucking guy, I don't know what happened. He started giving us shit or whatever, so I gave him a little bit of shit back. We were kind of drunk or whatever. So the guy comes down the street. It was me, Joe, we were 2 girls. There was like 5 of us in this group. This 58-year-old black dude comes running down the street. He starts doing almost like this... I saw a karate movie in 1972 stance.
Yeah.
Going, come on, man, come on. I kept saying he looked like Marvin Gaye because he had this beard. So I kept singing, what's going on, as he's doing this shit. But Joe gets in his face like he's in an action movie. Like, you want to go? Let's fucking go.
Dad, he was fucking with you. Fuck him.
And then you strutted away like you just went at it with some guy.
I felt good.
Yeah, like you
I
was
felt
from
good.
Gold's Gym.
Give me, in my defense, we played beer pong in that bar for a good hour.
That's what he was. He had big, sad Marvin Gaye brown eyes.
He was a dick. But you know what's funny?
He was homeless, Joe.
Here's the commentary of the 2 stories. You sung What's Going On with the Marvin Gaye guy. This military lady, I'm fighting with her. She won't listen to me. And she starts going, you ought to protect your goddamn country. So I just started singing America the Beautiful. I was just like, America, America.
You know here's a pet peeve of mine. I hate when people in the Navy say you're protecting our country. You're not. Okay? Who the fuck has a Navy out there? Didn't we destroy all navies after World War II?
Didn't we have that problem with those 8 pirates in the rowboat
off the coast of Africa? Yeah, you got to wait for 7 Zimbabwe's with the outboard motor.
Yeah, that thing happened the one time.
Like, seriously, dude, if you were going to war, okay, say if you're gonna go into politics, so you needed it on your record that you didn't pussy out during wartime, and you wanted to go into service, the fucking Navy's the way to go.
Yeah, Navy.
You just sit off the coast.
I think you're absolutely right. Yeah, you sit in a little hubby, you eat some chowder.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, on your boat.
Exactly. I'll tell you, the only guys who get off easier are the guys with, like, in the Air Force with, like, the orange sticks that, like, guide the plane in, or maybe, like, the guy who sticks the blocks under the wheels. I
don't even want to be the guy with the sticks. I want to be the guy making the sticks. Fuck that. I don't even want to be out on the aircraft.
You drill the hole for the rope that they stick in there. So then one day you can flip out at a comedy club. I'm fucking protecting your ass.
Exactly.
Everybody acts like they're on the front line. I bet Navy SEALs and those guys fucking hate that shit. Everybody walking
Jesus
around.
Christ. Yeah. Some guy that just had to slit some mercenary's throat.
Yeah, some guy in the Navy sunning himself in the Persian Gulf on the deck of an aircraft carrier.
Yeah. Don't you love that?
Some other guys in fucking Fallujah.
Yeah. Navy SEAL Johnson, we need you to infiltrate the desert and take out this czar. Miller, go guide this plane in. But you're both protecting the country.
Point in the direction that the plane's taking off. You ever seen that guy? You just got to take like a yoga class so you can bend down far enough so you don't get sucked into the fucking jet engine. That's right. Here on Uninformed, if you're listening to this shit and you're in the Navy, we're saying, unless you're a Navy SEAL, go fuck yourself. You're not protecting us. All right? You're on a ship. You're on a cruise that's 4 years long.
What percentage? Now, honestly, not like
I'm just trying to get some callers here.
Not our fake percentage. Honestly, what real percentage would you estimate of people in the military actually put their ass on the line, like are actually in the fucking fire?
18.
That's 18%. About 18.
Yeah, if you got like you got a couple guys. What do we got? Like 7 jets over there, 7 to 10, right? No, we do. I saw it on Wikipedia. We got like, if you're just tuning in, all this shit's backed up. We got encyclopedias right in front of us. We got like 11 jets over there, right?
All right.
That's a good number, Joe, if you're going to guess later on. I don't know. Yeah, it's the fucking guys, you're on point, that Vietnam shit. All right, if you're in some computer guy, you ever see this shit like they try to suck you into getting into the military and they show the guy sitting in the control room with the laptop? I mean, that's basically...
I've actually gotten upset with my dad.
You're in a cubicle in the middle of a war.
I've gotten upset with my dad because he's in Vietnam, or he was in Vietnam, and I've actually gotten annoyed with him because he has no good stories because he worked in the fucking file room.
Exactly.
And it's like, I remember being a kid and be like, Dad, tell me a story about the war. And he was like,
My dad was in the Navy.
Papers.
My dad was in the Navy. He was in the medical corps, and they didn't even ship him to Vietnam. They shipped him to Chelsea Naval Hospital in Massachusetts. And he had some incredible stories about wounds, but it's not like they were going, medic! And he was, serpentining. Yeah, if there's any veterans out there that want to call up and, actually seen some action, and do you get, like, annoyed with other people who start strutting around like, they had some incoming when they're really just,
It's true, because
peeling fucking potatoes? What, do these lights mean that there's calls coming?
Yeah, we got calls. Actually, let's go to Ken in Massachusetts.
Okay.
His son is in the Navy.
Oh, okay.
Ken, what you got?
Okay, you're telling me that the Navy doesn't play a role in the Army.
That's what I'm saying, sir. I'm saying it's a tugboat with a gun on the front.
Except Navy SEALs, Ken. Except Navy SEAls.
Okay. I don't know. My son was in the Navy, and he was on the USS Kennedy in Afghanistan.
Can you prove that?
Can I prove it?
Yeah.
He
it just sounds like this is like off the top of your head, You got
it's not off
any
the top of my head. But anyway, he got...
You don't have to get angry, okay? You can just present... This is a very wide open forum, so I don't need anger.
They shot and they fired guns, and they got 9 out of 10 major...
What's this, paintball?
Major attack points.
Major what points?
Yeah, dude, you're talking shop here.
Major target points.
But what were the major... What do you mean by... They had 10 major target points?
This is right after 9/11. He was shipped out to Afghanistan on a JFK.
Uh-huh.
And they were ordered to fire.
Can you get to Afghanistan by a boat? I thought it's surrounded by land.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing, Ken. It's like, how in danger are the boats wherever they are near Afghanistan
if I had
versus
a kid,
the Army and the Marines? They're actually in the desert getting bombed in their bunkers and all that shit.
Yeah, well, they do play an important role, though.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Here's my problem.
Yeah, they do. They bring over the guys who are going to get shot at.
Every time somebody says they're in the military...
Dude, you gotta admit, man, if you're gonna be in there, I'd rather be on a fucking destroyer.
Okay,
I have not seen any good Navy... Listen, sir. Sir, you're very hostile.
I'm not hostile.
Okay, well,
Ken,
you're very
I'm not hostile.
Ken, listen.
Okay.
You don't have to be proud just because your kid was in there. My dad was in the Army, and I'm not proud of him. He's got no good stories. His best story was that he saw the post office get blown up. That was the best thing he had to tell me. That's a shitty story. Not every guy propelled down a rope from the helicopter with a backpack on.
He got a Purple Heart. He cut his thumb peeling potatoes.
Thanks for the call, Ken.
Alrighty.
All right, man. See, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I mean, I thought I was really getting nervous here. Like, this has to be, let me tell you something, you sons of bitches. He was just like, they Had some ballistic.
Yeah, can we make a rule?
Apparati.
I thought he was gonna.
I want to hear somebody hardcore, who got into the shit over there. Do you get fucking annoyed by people who are trying to pretend like you know what I'm saying? It's just like when I worked in a warehouse, Joe. This is exactly like going to war. I'd be like unloading the truck. I'd be unloading the trucks. No, there's a point here.
The ignorance, the level of ignorance already is astounding. I can't.
Yeah, but we're protected by the name. You're uninformed. You can't get mad at this shit. Okay? Look, Joe, I have to go with what I know. Okay?
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Right now. I know warehousing, okay? With this goddamn internet, okay, it's going to end it. Okay, because all boxes are going to become digitized. In fact, at least 43% of them at this point are digitized. It's not even matter. They just, it's like Star Trek now. So, and if anybody wants to dispute that, I got the fucking facts in front of me. Anybody in warehousing that wants to fucking call this show up, okay, I will bury you with the shit that I can come up with about warehousing. This is my point. I hated when we went to the this is just like war. When I was working in the warehouse. And the company picnic would come along, and all these suits would put on their fucking T-shirts and their, it's Friday dress down wear, like they weren't making $100,000 a year, and they try to act like grunts and like they were unloading trucks.
I hear you. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Dude, I'm telling you, with the warehouse door open, the neighborhood that I was in, it was potential that you could get shot. So,
dude, it was the same thing.
Just like war.
It was the same thing when I worked for the Senate in Texas. And the senators, I remember.
Have a Senate in Texas?
Yeah, the Senate's, believe it or not, the senators would have these like parties. Did
they know you were half Egyptian, Joe?
They didn't. You
kept that low key down there.
It was weird. Their nostrils would flare up a bit when I was around them.
Joe, did you mess with Texas?
But the whole thing was, the senators would have these parties, and they'd have like some kind of bluegrass band at their party, and the senator would come in boots and jeans, and they'd have a keg, and it'd be like, get some gumbo, son. I'm just one of y'all. And it's like, no, you're not. You're a fucking millionaire that lives in a mansion somewhere. I'm working for $22,000 a year in this shithole.
Dude, that is so much like fucking war. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
See, so we know.
That's my point.
Yeah, we know
That's
what
we're saying.
What percentage of people are going to die of heart disease in Texas?
Not enough. You
didn't have a good time down there, Joe?
Not particularly. I'm not knocking.
You don't look like a line dancer, Joe.
You know what? Here's what I didn't like. I lived in Austin. I was ready for shit-kicking, hoo-ha, Texas, and Austin is just the most liberal, bleeding heart, pretentious cunt city on
hilarious.
The fucking map, dude.
That's like when I moved from Boston down to North Carolina, and I moved down there, and I thought I was going to be the cool kid. I thought I was going to be like Footloose.
Yeah.
Like they were all going to be like 20 years behind us. And I got down there, dude. They were doing more fucking drugs. It was, they listened to the same music.
Dude, it was so annoying.
Dancing wasn't outlawed.
It was so annoying. I was ready for, like, bar fights and beer brawls and shit, and then you get there and it's like, have you seen the new extended version of Nosferatu? Go fuck yourself. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, you should have gone to the Houston area. Once you get past the sea of fatness that is Houston. They were actually voted the fattest city.
I was afraid to go to Houston because the Ghetto Boys were from there, and it always sounded like a really, like, dangerous place.
What, because of one rap group, Joe? You live in New York City.
How
many
were
fucking
pretty
rappers
intense.
are here? You know
Ghetto
Jay-Z's
Boys
from
were
here?
Yeah,
50 Cent, all those Hot 97, the lobby of Hot 97.
The Ghetto Boys used to have songs about fucking dead bodies. So I think that crosses a certain line.
Yeah, it goes into, like, gay. That's almost like death metal. Like, we're sick.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm old.
It's kind of annoying. You are old, but it's, whatever. Who cares? What are you going to do? We had another caller on this military thing?
Oh, yeah. Let's try to stay on topic here.
Sure. Let's check out.
I want to hear somebody from the military that either defends the Navy
or... too, if anybody wants to call up from Austin, Texas and try to defend that, I would love to.
That's great, Joe. Let's try to have 9 different topics going on as people call in.
Not right this minute, just at some point.
Well, let's go to Trevor in Wyoming.
Okay.
Trevor.
Hello. Yeah, Trevor.
Yeah, hello. Hey,
Hi.
I just got out of the Marines, and I just want to say that there's a lot of Army and a lot of Marines over there in Iraq that really don't do shit either. Like they go over there.
Let me ask you a question, Trevor. Did you do anything over there? Like when Charlie Sheen makes the Iraq movie, is he going to play you?
Probably not so much, but
Emilio?
Infantry, anyways. Infantry. I didn't sit behind a desk, that's for sure.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you get fucking annoyed by the guys who sit behind the desk? Do you think they should have a lesser uniform than you? Like, maybe they shouldn't have combat boots. Maybe they should have, like, camouflage, like loafers? Or something like something of that effect?
It's disgusting that they get paid the same amount of money that I do when I go out and I get shot at and they sit on base all day. You know what I mean? Like,
well, dude, I worked in a warehouse, man. I know exactly what you're talking about.
They wear the same ribbons. They get the same awards. You know, like to a civilian or to a regular person, you look at two Marines or two soldiers and you don't know the difference.
Well, let me ask you this: have you ever caught one of those people behind the desk trying to act like they have some street cred over there, like almost like the whole rap thing, like trying to act hard and they actually grew up in the suburbs?
Oh yeah, dude, all the time. Like,
do you call them out on it?
Like, oh yeah, or like you'll be in a bar and you'll catch some fag talking about how he thinks he's got post-traumatic stress because he saw a dead body or something. You know, and you're kind of it's pretty weak, man.
Because he downloaded Faces of Death in his cubicle.
Hilarious. Trevor.
Yeah, exactly.
Trevor, so I've always been dumbfounded by this. If everybody gets the same pay and one group has a shittier job and is in more danger than the other group, then why volunteer to go infantry? Or why, you know what I mean? Why not try to go desk job type of thing and still get all the benefits of the military, but not being shot at and all that stuff, you know?
Well, because that's for pussies, man. Like, who joins the Marine Corps to sit behind a desk?
I like you,
hey,
Trevor.
Is that
the reason why the people I know, and I don't want to say me, but the reason why they join is so they can go kill somebody or so they can go blow some shit up. Not sit behind a fucking desk and...
Dude, why don't they have you in the commercial? Yeah. You know what they should have? They should have the first half of the commercial where they teach people computers and all that stuff, and then you just bust in the middle of it with a fucking, like, AK just going, that's for pussies.
Yeah, Trevor.
Navy's for pussies.
Trevor, if you would have called me when I was in high school, they would have had me. Because the guy that called me just went, I hear you play the drums, Joe. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, how'd you like to play them for your country? And I was like, I really wouldn't, actually. If you would have called me and be like, dude, you want to go blow some fucker's face off? I'd be like, yeah, that's...
You ever see that movie Uncommon Valor? It's just like that. There's going to be 50 of them and one of you, and you're not going to die. Well, listen, man, I got to tell you, I got nothing but respect for anybody who's over there. Christ, I mean, even if I was over there not seeing action, the fucking sunburn that I would get. But I'm just saying, man, the fact that you guys ought to get a little more money. But that's fun. That's funny. People fake it like they've been, like, maybe seen some action, like the 40-year-old virgin.
Right.
And he tries to act like he got laid, and he's talking about touching titties. Like, yeah, it's just it's like a bag of sand.
Well, the Wigger analogy you brought up.
Hey, easy there, Kramer. Easy, okay? We don't need Jamie Masada with the fucking Laugh Factory logo behind him. Buddy, listen.
That's a perfect analogy.
Trevor, thanks for calling.
Thank you, Trevor. That's a perfect analogy. Like, it really is. Like,
dude, all my analogies are right on the fucking money. 90% of them.
90%. 75. Just out of curiosity, did we piss off anybody in Texas at all?
No.
All right.
Nobody.
Well, they think they all agree then.
No more Navy stuff? Because there's Steve in Long Island.
Yeah.
He actually agrees with you guys.
All right.
Steve.
Yo, yeah. You know, the actual amount of people actually see action over there is probably like 5%. You know what?
I like
more
this guy. He's using percentages.
1%.
1%. It's that low?
That low. I was over there in Afghanistan, and it was hot. And that was about, and I made sure the UN didn't get in our way.
Let me ask you, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Listen to me, are you back? No, I'm calling from a fucking cell phone in Afghanistan. I'm really an idiot.
Yeah.
All right, when you go out to bars and try to get pussy, do you try to pretend like you saw
every single time?
You try to pretend like you saw action.
Every single time.
Okay, can you do the voice? Can you do the voice?
I've seen things, man. I've seen things.
Yeah.
You don't ask questions.
Hold on, I'll be the chick. Let's role play it. Ready? Right. So I'm just standing at the bar, all right, and you're approaching me. So go ahead.
Hey, sweetie, what's going on? I was in Afghanistan.
Hey, yeah. What was that like?
The depth over there, it's awful.
Oh, my pussy's so wet.
Yeah, that was the worst impression of anything. You sound like you were bombing an audition to be the next Muppet on Sesame Street. I don't know, it's a sock puppet with a high voice. Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. I just made my voice go a little higher. There's no depth to this character whatsoever. Joe DeRosa.
Yeah, no,
see?
On the spot.
Joe DeRosa.
I give you what I got.
Steve, did you get laid, though?
Oh, yeah, plenty of times. It
That's
works.
awesome, dude.
It works. Just the uniform.
Do you practice in the mirror to get that fucking 200-yard stare?
You know, it works every time when you shake your head when you're giving the lines too. Like you got something else going on in the back of your head.
Oh, that's good. I like it. Oh, that's good, man.
Would you be offended if I tried that later on tonight?
You know what? I'd be offended if you didn't.
Okay, I got a green jacket. I might throw that on a little bit later. Just
Steve, come to the after party tonight after the show.
You got it.
Yeah, it's going to be at where are we having it?
Yes, the Subway. No, it's going to be hot, man. There's going to be a DJ.
We're going to go to Playwrights Tavern after the show on 49th Street between 7th and Broadway for our little after party. So if you feel like driving out, we'll be there drinking quite a bit.
I'll be there.
Plenty of seats, people.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for the call.
Thank
All right,
you,
well,
Steve.
we'll take one more. Do we have anybody who's in the Navy who's like pissed and saying,
is there anybody that doesn't?
My mop is defending your freedom?
You know what the funny thing is? No. I mean, everybody's saying, yeah, you guys are right. I was in the Navy.
Jesus Christ.
Let's talk to Cody. Cody in Austin.
We can't
What's
even
up,
be
man?
Oh, Cody in Austin. Here we go. We'll get a double shot here.
I was actually a nuclear engineer in the Navy, biggest fucking nerd job in the world, and I lived in Austin for like 10 years, so I can back you up on both fronts.
Yeah,
But
there
I
we
gotta
go,
tell you,
Cody.
man,
Nice.
Dude, I gotta tell you, man, the worst part, though, is not the assholes that you run into in bars and shit in the civilian world. The worst part is when you're actually in the Navy and you're fucking working in a shop with a guy. Like he's like in charge of you, watch center supervisor or whatever, and he's like that. Because when he thinks he's all fucking gung-ho because he's throwing some chemicals in beakers and shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
and
right.
he makes your life fucking hell because he wants you to feel like you're out there shooting people and stuff. You know what I mean?
You're basically saying that, like, this last guy was saying that maybe 1-2% of people actually see action, but you see people in the armed services every night, you know, saying that I'm defending your country and blah blah. I guess they're speaking for that 1%. I understand it, but I think there ought to be like a teleprompter underneath, like technically this person has never been shot at since his older brother bought a BB gun when he was 8 years old.
And that guy giving you shit, like your lab supervisor guy, that's some fucking pussy that's taking all in his insecurity shit out on you. You know what I mean? Like he's fucking feeling shit for not being out there.
School wants to grow up to be a cop. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
the guy that most shit growing up is the first one who wants to join the fucking police academy because then he'll have the power.
Right.
The guys that suck are the ones that stay in the military for fucking ever and rely on that crutch of coolness. Because now every time they go to a bar, people are buying them drinks and shit. Man, I saw some Navy guys in a bar 3 nights ago, and they were talking all this shit about Iraq and all that. And I you know, I kind of like to bait them a little bit. So
Did they know that you? Did they know that you were in the service? Or no?
No. I don't even tell them. I just you know, talk to them. Oh, that's really cool, man. Yeah. And then towards the end of the conversation, I pointed at his arm and yeah, those 2 little feathers mean you're a fucking secretary. Shut the fuck up.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
We should get you and the last guy to fight somewhere later.
I'm all for it, man.
Well, that's what sparked this whole thing, is because that chick in the Navy screaming at me, and she's like 50, and I go, lady, are you in the Navy? And she's like, well not anymore, but I was. It's like,
she was in the Navy. Yeah, her job was to blow an admiral.
Here we go. Another classic from episode 1. Episode 1. I like that shit. That sounds like some Star Wars shit. Anyway, sit back and check it. The game show.